All right, hello everybody. My name is Master Chen.
This is Doxy.
This is Zenify.
I'm Richard Satchel.
And you are either watching or listening to episode 200. That's right, episode 200 of Greynoise, the podcast where we actually have a lot of shit to talk about, so let's just get right through it. We're going to do the whole thing. But because it is episode 200, for those of you in the audience, we do have cake. It's right behind the camera. Go get it. Or anybody who wants. Yeah. Anyway, it is Friday, 7:30 p.m. So we're here at the Sin Shop. The address is 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. Remember to go to sinshop.org. Oh, there you are. Remember to go to sinshop.org for information on the shop. Go to meetup.com/sinshop. Is it org or com? I keep fucking forgetting. Anyway, go to Meetup and look for Sin Shop. It's .com.
It's meetup.com.
Meetup.com.
/Sin Shop.
/Sin Shop. No, not.
We haven't done this 200 times before.
Yeah,
I know. It's only our 200th time.
I know.
Like,
give them the first 199 times we've done this, it's been rough draft, rehearsal, and here we are.
We got it now.
Yeah, totally. Now you messed it up. No, we're going to be better at 201. Anyway, for information on us, go to Greynoise, GREYNOI.se. Okay, any other announcements we have? Yes, Lockpick Night is Monday. Do we have anything else going on? No.
I hear someone's going to be submitting for a talk.
I did. I'm still waiting back. Waiting to hear back, I mean.
No. That was something else.
I feel like it's the thing with like interviews. Like if you don't hear back, no news is bad news, right?
I mean, I guess, but they said that they would contact you with rejection or acceptance.
People are liars.
No, every year that I've been rejected, they've told me I've been rejected. So I have proof positive that they actually contact you for both scenarios.
Yeah, you got to send it and forget it.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, they're really waiting until the last hour this time.
Yeah, they are. But that's okay. It's
Have
neither
you
here nor
finished
there.
your slides, or are you waiting until you get confirmation?
I'm waiting. I'm not going to put in any extra work until they tell me, hey, you're going to be on stage. And then I'll be like, okay, now let me put it together.
Mm-hmm. It's good. Good spirit there.
What, you don't think I could throw together a PowerPoint and...
Oh, I know you have.
There you go. Perfect. Anyway, what's new with y'all?
That's it.
Okay.
Dude, I don't...
Fuck it. Then we got a lot of shit to talk about. Anyway.
I don't really know what
happened. We got stuff to do. Let's go.
So Zenify brought up a memory document.
Document?
What was it called?
The End of Memory.
At the End of Memory. It was a
documentary.
Documentary from 2018. I almost said 17. Anyway, it was talking about...
Did you watch it?
Yes, I did watch it. God damn it.
Today?
Did you finish it?
I did.
I finished it this morning.
Oh, that's weird.
All right, well...
Sounds like you really know it.
Zenify, can you please describe this documentary?
It's basically about a it talks about all the stages of our storage mediums. So it
Like
talks
written
about,
memory or like written down.
You know, like stone, and then it goes into like cassettes, and then the big boom with CDs, and you know how massive it just took hold of the market, and then. You know, CDs were marketed as like, oh, these are gonna last, you know, hundreds of years and stuff like that. Like you'll have time to do stuff with it, and then it lasts like barely a year, and like barely any imperfections like during manufacturing will slowly just like corrupt the whole thing over time.
They put it through humidity tests and stuff. Like it's
super not good. And then you know, there's a bunch of other stuff that it goes through.
It talks about quartz and DNA and encoding stuff in there.
Yeah, there's a research firm. Crap!
You got to watch the documentary for the details.
I took a bunch of notes.
Wait,
I left them on my desk.
what was the name of the documentary?
The End
of Memory.
Got it.
I can't remember the research firm's name. I wrote it in my notes, of course. But it's a research firm out of Japan, and they're experimenting with quartz, and they're using a very high-powered, very fast laser to basically make binary at like just like infinitesimal, you know, measures. And so, you know, a groove is a 1, and then the spaces in between the groove are a 0, and that lasts like forever, especially if you're writing into the middle of quartz, which is already lasting forever.
Yeah.
And so the data is actually sitting in the middle. So unless you physically destroy it, it's not going to really corrupt itself.
Like it wasn't susceptible to any humidity damage, wind or water or sand erosion.
Yeah.
You know, that part was very interesting. But the most interesting part of the document, I think you were kind of excited for me to get to that point because I did watch it this morning, was encoding in DNA.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they are talking about during encoding DNA is that we're always going to have technology to review DNA, to like desequence it and kind of break it apart. And if we store stuff in DNA, from the beliefs of, you know, the community and the research behind it, is that we're always going to be able to retrieve that data because we're always going to care about ourselves, hopefully.
Right. They said the same thing about quartz too, if I remember right. Since they were doing it in binary, there would always be a way.
There's always going to be pretty much as long as you have a microscope.
Yeah.
Which is really easy to make. You're always going to have a way to retrieve that memory. It'll take a really long freaking time.
Yeah.
But you're going to have it.
Yeah.
The cool thing about what stuck out to me for the DNA part was that, you know, binary, it's either 1 or 0, but with DNA you have four pieces of information. You have A, C, T, G, and
Base
so
4.
Yeah. So you can exactly. So you can encode it probably more compact and easier that way. So that part was interesting to me.
Yeah.
It also has built-in error correction.
Yeah, built-in error correction.
We're getting fact check right now from the audience, which, by the way, sorry, they can't hear you. But
Yeah.
remember, if you want to talk, you got to come up to the community mic and let us know if you don't want to be on camera.
He gets excited about the community. Man.
Yeah,
I do, very much so.
Yeah.
Sponsored by.
But yeah, no, I just kind of wanted to talk about it a little, and you know, really get your guys' thoughts on where you think one is going, I guess, and what your overall concerns may be regarding data storage and stuff.
So there was so many parts to it. Like the first part that I remember is like, oh my God, there's all this memory that's coming out. You know, all this memory, all these files that we're trying to save. You know, what are we gonna do with all this stuff? You know, and plus, you know, oh my God, the CDs are going away now. We're gonna have to move to a different storage medium. And I was like, okay, but if it's important, then someone will. So, I mean, that just means that people have to stay on top of their stuff. I guess maybe the danger is you think that it's going to be fine for 50 years, so you leave it locked in a safe deposit box?
Yeah, but obviously, if you leave, like, if you're somebody that's like, oh, I'm just going to save everything to my external hard drive and I'll lock that in my safe, that still has a shelf life.
Yeah.
Like, severely.
Right. I was amazed at how long tapes last.
Yeah,
like,
tapes last a lot longer than hard drives.
Yeah.
You know what shocked me? CDs. Yeah. They last anywhere from like a year to maybe 5.
Yeah. But they are marketed as lasting over 100, and that's why everybody just jumped on that.
Yeah, and then when they started doing those tests, humidity tests and like
they
artificial aging,
started finally doing the like hardcore testing in about 2000. It was a couple engineers out of like Switzerland and stuff like that, and when they discovered basically that is not good.
Yeah.
So, one thing that did happen when I was watching this documentary was I have a hard drive that I've spoken about before that is no longer functional, and it had a lot of my kind of like punny, but a lot of my memories on it, like a lot of photos and videos from my past, and I didn't have it backed up because I was great at my job back then. So it corrupted itself. Basically, the needle inside died. The reader died. So I was like, oh, you know what? I could probably fix this. Let me open it. And so I opened it.
You opened up the hard drive?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I was like kind of like being clean about it and stuff like that. And, I was trying to get it to work. But after watching this documentary, I'm like, those are gone. I don't even need to bother.
Isn't it like once the platters go even slightly
basically
anywhere?
Once it's pretty much like barely touching the platters, but if they touch it, basically they even say it in the documentary. It forms a molecular bond, and it's screwed.
Yeah,
it's 100% screwed.
Well, I know there's we're in the Vegas. We're in Vegas. We're in the casino industry, and I know a lot of places. Let's say that store old incidences on CDs as their medium or DVDs, and so to learn that fact about a year to 5 year shelf life, I'm like, oh fuck.
Well, there's a lot of just sitting in law enforcement evidence lockers that are just on CD because they just believe that they still believe it. Nobody's really taught them, or nobody in law enforcement has gone through. I'm not saying like specific agencies, but like it could be any town's agency, and they're like, yeah, we're just gonna keep this in the evidence locker. If it ever comes up again, we'll pull it out.
Yeah.
But they don't know any better because nobody's really told them. They only bought into the marketing in the 90s, and they've just stuck with it, and now they're
fucked.
Oh, you better get ready for Y2K. Oh,
yeah.
Let's buy some of those new CDs. Let's put everything on zip drives because those have 100 megabytes of storage. These sons of bitches.
Well, another thing that the documentary... Why am I not able to say that word today? But another thing that this film was talking about was data centers and how currently, aside from the whole DNA thing, currently our best way to save data is by replication. And replication among multiple
just having
areas all around the world.
Copies. Yeah. And I mean... that could last for a while, but you throw some cogs and some wheels, like what happened to what was CenturyLink, and one of their DCs went down, and it was like so critical that two of their other DCs went down in other parts of the country. Then like 911 service was down in Seattle or something like that because of it. It's just like insane.
Fuck CenturyLink.
Yeah.
That's all.
One thing I found interesting in the documentary was when they were talking about a person from Venice, I guess it was, that they were able to find this guy's records. He was alive like 1,000 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And they found all these different records, like tax records and this and that and the other thing. And they were able to map out all the people that this guy 1,000 years ago knew.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, I was like, well, wait till they get a load of this generation 1,000 years from now, assuming that they can put it all the data back together again.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that they covered in there.
Yeah.
But assuming they can put it all back together again, they're going to know all they need is my Google account, and they'll know everywhere I've been since 2012.
Yeah, same with me.
Can you imagine being
2014.
like a future voyeur? Like,
oh yeah,
where you're in the future and you're like watching Satchel just every move.
Absolutely.
Ooh, he's about to go to the grocery store. It's Saturday at 4 p.m.
1,000 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know exactly what he's about to do.
There was another very interesting part in the documentary where they were talking about how to do extreme long-term storage for generational thing.
Yeah.
And so they sunk, like data storage, like stuff underground in, giant barrels, and they're sealed and all that. Mm-hmm. They put them underground. But if something happens to society and, everything has to reboot basically, hundreds of thousands of years from now, nobody's going to really know where our hieroglyphics are.
Mm-hmm.
But what was solved with this was they went so deep where material down below, they brought it all up and just kind of surrounded the area in it. So somebody comes across and goes, that's not supposed to be here. Mm-hmm. And then people start investigating, why is that up here? And if they start investigating well enough, they'll go down and go, holy crap, here's memory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and also that kind of reminded me of it was a similar project. I don't think it was the same project, where they had to come up with a way to tell people thousands of years from now that this nuclear waste was unsafe.
Yeah.
So they went through several different designs of the architecture in it to basically get across the point that this is bad. You shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You know? And I can't remember where that is.
Do they do that at Chernobyl?
No. It's like
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, they should.
Yeah, they should. Fukushima?
they,
All right,
they just have a guy in a booth with a vodka bottle.
Yeah, don't go past
do
the
not
light.
go there. It's very bad.
All right,
Okay.
community mic.
Yeah, they did that in ancient Egypt. That worked out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't go in. This
Don't
room.
go in here.
Any
And then
curses.
people die from diseases.
So the Orville had an episode about future voyeurism. And
Oh,
one of the-
really?
yeah, so they found his phone from like today, and they were able to decode it, and they made a hologram of the person whose phone it was.
whoa.
Yeah.
That's
And then one of the characters fell in love with it.
That was pretty awesome.
What? I'm sorry. What was that again?
It was one of the episodes this season of the Orville had that.
Oh, okay.
I see. I gotta see that show.
I
It sounds
hear
like
so much
it sounds
about
like a
it.
version of Black Mirror that I would like.
Well,
It's made by Seth MacFarlane.
right. It's Star Trek that you'd like.
Oh, well, I like Star Trek, so I mean, I like Star Trek. The Star Trek.
Yeah. So I don't have any other thoughts on the documentary aside from it was really, really good.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really fascinating. The reason why, and
I think they were very thorough.
I wish I need to set this up. Greynoise of the Sin Shop have a link for Curiosity Stream. So I'm basically just promoting them without getting anything in return.
We
But-
have no sponsors.
Yeah, but I was watching a video on SpaceX, and then this YouTuber had a link to their referral page for Curiosity Stream. I was like, what the heck is Curiosity Stream? It's basically just a site with a bunch of really well-made documentaries on so many subjects, and I seriously have I think over 50 bookmarked now, and I've barely looked through it. And it's gonna take a while to get through, but I'm super stoked about it. And
That's awesome.
That's where I found this documentary. There are uploads of it, a little bit worse qualities in places. I think there was one linked on YouTube. I think you linked the one that was from YouTube.
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, so I pulled it from Curiosity Stream.
Nice.
Very, very good documentary, and I highly suggest watching it if you're interested in storage and data.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Any final thoughts on this particular subject? This isn't a short episode or anything.
So you did remind me of something there. You were talking about you were watching something about the SpaceX launch, right? Since we're kind of done with this anyway.
Yeah.
What happened with the satellites? Did they launch and they're good?
Yeah,
or-
you could see images of them, the 60 of them just streaming across, and they
Yeah.
pretty much just have to get in their geosynchronous position and then light them up.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but the mission was successful, and we brought back the center core successfully, and then one of the Dragon capsules that spent 4 weeks at the International Space Station just brought back about 4,000 pounds worth of science and research, and that successfully landed, and they recovered that.
4,000 pounds of science.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, all right. Well, that's awesome.
All right. The next
Sorry,
topic.
yes.
No, I mean the next topic that we want to talk about was, I believe, Google Stadia. Stadia.
Stadia.
Google Stadia.
Stadia, right? Yeah. Okay.
Because they did their
Thursday.
their introductory.
Yeah.
So is it
video.
beta testing right now, or like?
No beta. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's some
They're
testing going on
they'll
right now.
launch I think they're having their internal tests. And
Yes.
then
Hold
they're
on.
gonna have-
Okay. Let's start with what Stadia is.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Google Stadia is the new Google gaming platform. It's not a console. It is a. It's sort of like Shadow. If you're aware of it, it's
Netflix for games.
Netflix for
That's
games.
what you could.
You don't need a console. You don't.
But it's
need a
not
specific
GameFly
device.
where they send you the game in the mail.
No.
It's,
I
it's-
know.
You're streaming
So
the
yeah,
game.
so you don't need a specific device. You don't need a specific hardware or anything like that. All you need is a way to access the Chrome browser essentially. So it can be either through a phone. Well, right now it's only available on the Pixel 3 and 3a. Either through a phone, a tablet, a computer. Probably
Chromecast
not
Ultra.
a other console. Oh, and a Chromecast. Yeah.
Chromecast Ultra.
And you can play any of the games that are available through the Google Stadia
actually,
platform.
It's I think all of Chromecast.
No, only Chromecast Ultra.
I don't know if it's just Ultra. I thought
I think you can only get
Ultra-
4K with the Chromecast
yeah,
Ultra.
you can only get 4K with the Chromecast Ultra.
right.
It's the other newer edition of the Chromecast, not the stick version, but the circular version that kind of hangs
Yes,
out.
it's the newer version.
And if you get the Founders Edition, which is $130, it comes with the Chromecast Ultra. It comes with 3 months of the Stadia membership for you, and then it comes with a 3-month voucher for your buddy
to also play with
to
you.
also play with you, and then it comes with a couple of other,
Because a big thing they're trying to push with the Stadia is more co-op couch gameplay.
they're trying to bring back the co-op couch play,
which I really appreciate because I fucking love couch
I love
co-op.
that.
Yeah,
Like
So-
split screen.
Yeah,
Special gaming.
Yeah.
So the Founders Edition has now been released. It's $130, and you get a controller. You get the Buddy Pass and all that stuff, and you get a exclusive controller.
Yeah.
But you don't need the Stadia controller to play the games. It's just like a nice to have. You can use a keyboard, or you can use. I'm pretty sure you can use a PS4 or Xbox controller as well.
Basically, you could use any controller that has a USB dongle.
Okay.
It needs to have the dongle with it, because if
Yeah.
it doesn't know how to communicate to it.
Right, because I didn't read too much into it. From what I understand, the Stadia controller or any controller you connect doesn't connect to it connects to the Google Stadia servers,
Yeah.
which helps to remove lag. I'm still very
Allegedly, yeah.
suspicious of that.
So I am very on the fence about this technology, a lot actually. I don't necessarily know who they're really even marketing it to, because if you're going to buy this service and spend money on it, why don't you just spend it on a console instead? Because you're going to be streaming, so not only that, you're going to have a good internet package without data caps.
yes,
Absolutely without data caps.
So I have NVIDIA Shield, and they have a service that's very similar to this, where you pick a game and you pay $30 a month or something like that for theirs, and you can just start playing it. You don't have to download it. You don't have to do nothing. You just start playing it.
which is with the Stadia. You don't have to. There's no downloading. There's no installing. You pick the game. Allegedly, that's how it's going to work. You pick the game you want to play. Boom, it's ready.
And you're playing.
yeah,
it.
you're ready to.
And we all know how much bullshit that is. Because
It's only like that though. It's only in your description, like you go, hey, I want to play. What's a game?
Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Yeah,
is a
Ghost
new game
Recon
now.
Wildlands is one of the 31 that's launching
Okay.
in November.
Yeah.
They didn't give a day, just November.
Just
2019.
November. Yeah.
You'll go, I want to play that game. If you have the Stadia membership, you go, yep, you're playing right now. But if not, if you don't have the membership, you could buy the games.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
like it's like a Steam
Yeah.
store. You could just go ahead and buy the games, but then you got to go through the buy process and all
Yes.
that. So then it's not instant.
So you're either on the Netflix subscription where you're just like renting the games as you play them,
Yeah.
or you can just buy them outright and have those games.
Yeah.
But they're going. So another thing that I just don't really understand that they're marketing. It's like, well, you can play this anywhere. It's like, well, then you already spent this money on like a Switch or something, like your Nintendo Switch. It's just like it's really weird there.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I think the advantage with it over something like the Switch would be I could start a game in the living room, and my wife comes home and wants to watch TV. Okay, no big deal. I'm going to go fuck off to my room and pick up where I left off on the same exact game.
And that is definitely a huge benefit of this type of service. I don't necessarily like the part that he just kind of mentioned with like the whole renting bit is they're, I guess in a way, just like anything cloud, it's kind of moving you away from ownership.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get to own these games necessarily.
You pay
And
for access.
You pay for access, and it's like you're enjoying. Like, let's say, like like one of my favorite games that I've watched in the past. I watched my roommate play it, Tales of Vesperia. Love that game. It's like, what if we're like, and that's like a 50-hour game with just the basic part of the main mission. You're playing this game, trying to do all the side missions. You're like at 55 hours, and like, now we're pulling it.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
well,
like they pulled it out of the library.
You're
or
like,
whatever.
wait, whoa,
That
what do I do
happened.
now? Yeah,
When Telltale Games went under,
yeah.
they've
exactly.
got like, if you haven't downloaded Tales of the Borderlands, I think you may have a day or two left.
Yeah.
Before they pull the plug on that.
Which
Yeah,
which
I
is
had it
stupid.
downloaded on. I have the Game of Thrones Telltale on my Xbox One, and it's downloaded.
Yeah.
I don't want to remove it. That's got to remain on my hard drive forever now.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to get it.
Yeah, and the biggest thing about the service, and they made a point to talk about this a couple times in the presentation on yesterday or the day before about the internet streaming. Like, like if you have 10 megabits, you'll be able to stream at 720p,
Yeah.
whatever. Which I mean is fine, but
You need the you need the 35 to 45 minimum range for the 4K,
For
and
the
I was
4K.
like,
that is very hard for
that's-
me to believe.
And they were saying this is between 70 and 130 ms. Yeah, between 70 and 130 ms for latency.
For ping.
That if you're and they're marketing like Mortal Kombat on there. It's like like literally a
130
frame.
milliseconds
To a
ping?
to the data
Yeah,
center and
to
back.
the
and
data-
all
No,
stuff.
that's terrible.
That
No.
it's not awful, but that
It's
that
not,
doesn't.
I mean, honestly, that's not.
It's not
Would
bad.
there be some sort of buffering,
That's
or-
pretty typical for a lot of people playing multiplayer. But if you're streaming the whole game and you're playing something like Mortal Kombat, those
where you need,
70,
like Twitch
130,
reactions and whatnot.
that's
Oh, yeah.
literally losing like 1 or 2 frames.
Yeah.
You'll lose the
Then
game.
every time I lose against Doxy, I can just blame it on the ping.
Yeah.
So, hold on one
Community
second.
mic.
You know, I had a lot of skepticism of these types of services until
You and me both.
I deployed something called AppStream 2 from AWS. And we've been rolling out CATIA and NX, which are the really high-end graphic modeling, AGI, which is a mission simulator, and they're incredible. They're faster than desktops with full rendering cards.
Really?
The response is amazing, to the point where we took some real hardcore old skeptics on there. We put them on AppStream with NX to model some rockets, and they're like, screw it, we're throwing our desktops out. This is so much better.
Yeah.
So it's incredible. And, corporate networks pretty much suck for, internet connectivity because of all the security. It blew through it. We ran modeling simulations on it, so much faster, so responsive, and the precision of the actual mouse was better than on a desktop. I don't know why, and this is only in Firefox, by the way. It doesn't work in IE and stuff like that. Only in Firefox. Incredible. So we're moving away completely from desktop based CAD.
So desktop as a service kind of thing, right?
It's better than desktop than as a service. It's that good. So it was amazing.
I absolutely hear what you're saying, and I believe your story, but it is very hard for me to believe that input lag would be better that way, like with the controller and whatnot, than it would be if I have my controller connected directly to the console or PC I'm playing on.
Well,
Remember, a different type of thing is we're talking about NX models, CAD models, things
Right,
like
right,
that.
right.
So a little bit of latency isn't going to kill you.
and,
also-
and a little bit of latency in a game would kill you.
There's also-
I was
literally.
surprised though because
There's also-
we actually ran games as tests.
Like
So-
what kind of, I mean, I
Cirrus,
absolutely
I think
believe you,
it's
but
called Call of Duty, a couple of other ones they loaded on. They work great. Latency.
I feel
everything.
like the great and like acceptable and good are like very different in the terms of like gaming. Like
Yeah.
if you're just a casual gamer, acceptable is like, all right, whatever.
Hey,
like,
we're not
like I'm
gamers,
dropping-
we're engineers.
Right, exactly.
So- well, and
which is a problem.
That's the other thing too. What kind of connection were you on? Were you on a day? Where was this at? Was it?
It was at work.
So you're
Okay, cool.
so you're topping out
Yeah,
internet
so-
bandwidth and all that stuff.
Yeah,
like you're fucking
and
crushing it.
it's shared with 60,000 people.
And you're fucking crushing those. Like,
But it's big enough to be shared with 60,000 people.
They keep so many limitations on it. Generally, you would get 3 to 5 megabits per second max per user because they cap it.
Oh,
And we were able to run it with no problem in that.
I'm
So
not
it's freaking amazing. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing some sort of encryption.
some wizardry.
They are doing magic
I'm not-
because the freaking happens.
I'm not doubting it, but I am doubting it. I just
no.
I
So
have
they-
I have a hard enough time playing on my
There's
my PS4.
playing games and doing CAD are two different.
There's telemedicine
Exactly.
too, where like, and I know it's not the same as gaming, but like there's telemedicine too, where like you have doctors like, I don't know, in Wisconsin who are doing surgery on somebody in LA, like where they let go of the tool and the machine, again, totally different, I get it, but the lag time, like it's, you move your finger and the tool is moving almost in real time.
Yeah, they're-
like we're unrecognizable to humans.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
I think
that
because
level.
CAD has most of its processing on the back end. So we could just make huge machines that you could never have in real life because we were just stacking things into it from AWS.
Yeah.
And the interface is going to stay the same no matter what. But you're going to be ripping through the models. You'll be doing the MDOA, which is the multidimensional optimization algorithms. They're screaming. And you're still, the interface is going to be about the same.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's cool stuff.
I do really believe, thanks, Muffins. I do really believe that the technology is there for such a streaming, type platform, and for it to be fairly flawless, like with Muffins examples, with the med examples. I saw a story somewhat recently. It was like there was something that happened, I think, in China at a construction site, and there was like a building next to it that was like on fire or something, and like people like couldn't get to safety. But somebody in like I think it was Germany remoted into his crane at the construction site
Mm-hmm.
and started saving people from the building. And he's not even there. He's saving people. And it's just
Wow.
like, he's that precise with the crane.
But I don't think. Or I get what you're saying, but
Yeah.
I don't think Doxy's concern is lag time, not ability.
Well,
right?
no, if there's lag time, he could shove that whole crane into the
you're
building.
right.
that
But
these
he's-
people are in.
but he's an expert crane operator.
Yeah,
right? Like
he
he's
is,
been so he probably accounts for that lag and or time. Like,
Yeah,
but you're an
like
expert
how much
gamer.
movement.
And the building's not trying to jump around him and no scope him at the same
Right. The
There's
building's
also that.
the building's not moving at the same time.
360
Yeah.
You're
no
fucking
scope.
camping, bro.
So there's like a fire.
It's a legitimate strategy.
There's like a finite amount of space that he can move, and like he's accounting for things that he already knows about. Like it's definitely an extreme situation with him saving people and whatnot. But like the building's not moving, and he knows like his operating parameters and whatnot. So like nothing's changing. He's like, I should have to do this maybe a bit faster. Like think about things that I wouldn't know. Like I'm
only
doing
factor is
people
gonna be
instead of
stress.
rubble or
Yeah.
whatnot and all that stuff. I mean, and that's way
the
more.
stress in his mind on accomplishing this task and making sure he doesn't
Absolutely.
screw up. That's probably where the biggest thing is going to come in. Probably not, internet lag, unless it was like,
Unless his connection went out. It happened too.
unless
Yeah.
he went
Oh,
like,
God.
56, or like the crane gets over, or like it gets like a quarter way, and people are like, it stopped. Oh crap!
And he's like, and it's like,
Oh god.
Community mic.
Back and forth. So one thing to note, Zen mentioned he didn't like the whole like renting strategy, but that's already how we're moving.
Oh no,
Yep.
software,
there.
everything
Like
as a surface.
Xbox has been
Everything.
pushing hard
Yeah.
for their Game Pass. Their
No.
next model, it's not like the Xbox One, 2. It's pretty much supposed to just be like the next iteration of the X. Is gonna not have a drive at all.
bullshit.
They're gonna be pushing hard for the Game Pass, which they already are. They're already adding pretty much every new title that they can. They try to get on Game Pass by making it just be bought up by Microsoft Studios. PlayStation, they just recently did a huge change to their
to
like-
their Sony premium.
yeah,
line.
they're whatever,
and-
because they have essentially the same service where you just you're like, okay, I want to play this game. You don't own it, but as long as you have that subscription, you can play it all you want.
with the the
Um,
Xbox Gold or the new Xbox like double gold. I don't know, it's some weird shit.
But essentially, so like those two have already. I mean, Steam is like a less prevalent one, but it's still the thing is if those servers go down,
if those servers go down, or if something happens in the news, or they get
that was the thing I wanted to talk about.
kerfuffle,
I was watching
they
a-
could remove the game.
yeah, I was
from
watching
their
a video
library.
and it was from Lions Tech Tips. He got like the old Dream PC of his had to run XP on it, and he couldn't install Steam, and he was like, oh, so that means I can just never play any of my games I bought when I had XP just ever again. Maybe I can get them compatibility working.
Yeah.
Maybe. So it's like this is just, and obviously like there's more like niche like the Shadow and the NVIDIA Shield play, but like it's definitely where people are moving to where everything's not going to be in the home anymore. It's going to be, oh, I'd like to play this
I mean,
until I don't pay that bill.
which I mean, I hate, but also love at the same time because it's fine. I mean, because it's like
The
Netflix.
convenience with
it's
it
like
is-
the convenience. It's like
the
Netflix.
convenience
It's like
outweighs a lot in most people's minds.
it's like I don't want to own all 9 seasons of The Office and swap out DVDs every
Yeah.
day, but I definitely want to watch it every fucking day. And
Yeah.
like,
You know,
if I
this
can
is-
rent Netflix and just do that
Yeah.
all the time without swapping, awesome. And then they take it away, I'm gonna be like, all right, fucking that's shitty, but it's
This is-
okay.
completely. This is not completely unrelated. He said Netflix, but I just got reminded of this thing when he said The Office as well. They said something like if The Office and Friends were taken off Netflix, they would lose like 90% of their traffic.
Are you fucking kidding me?
shit.
Yeah,
Really?
people are just constantly rewatching it. So they would lose.
Oh
if,
my
if people, if
God.
everybody that's watching The Office and Friends constantly unsubscribed one day, that company is not going to be doing well.
I've watched.
90%?
Me
I don't know if
myself,
it's 90%. It's extremely high. I'll try.
I've
to find
watched.
it.
I've watched.
my
I've watched
God.
The Office to completion 2 times in the last month.
What?
I don't.
Why?
But that's not surprising for me because Doxy watched Avengers Endgame like 5 times
That I get.
in the first weekend,
6. Thank you very much.
like back to back to back.
Goddamn right. Anyways, here's the thing. It's comfortable. Anyway, so internet outages are a thing. We all remember my Century League experience, right?
Oh,
We
do,
do,
oh, do
we
we?
do.
Oh,
so
do
now
we?
I have a console. It's not even a fucking console. It's just a peripheral that I can't use ever now because I don't have internet. Or like if they have an internet outage one night and like there's nothing you can do about it, but now you just can't play. Which is also kind of like it's also a possibility on PS4s and stuff too if it's not your primary console, but whatever. So now I have this console or a peripheral that I can't play at all if my internet is out or if my internet is shitty because I have 6 other people in my house and they're all using the bandwidth and I'm getting 10 megabits, but I'm not really getting 10 megabits, right? So now I can't play anything. And like, how do they account for that? Like, it's not 5G. It's how is 5G going to solve it? Sorry, come on to the
guys,
mic,
come on, audio, please.
Come to the mic, please, because I'm really curious.
We
about
know
5G.
these rules from like AM radio in like the 1820s or whatever the fuck.
Let me just fix.
It's not a question of bandwidth for 5G because it uses an orthogonal methodology for moving the information.
What is orthogonal?
It's basically think of it this way: is that there's degrees on a compass, and that they move the signal out of phase. So for every connection that you would have on 4G, they can have 360 because they're taking the frequency out of phase by 1 degree. So what it does is allow, right now, a typical base station would be about 4,000 simultaneous users are connected to it. And the way that a cell phone works is it checks in periodically. That's why when you hear Amber Alerts, it kind of spreads it out. Your phone will get it, your phone, because that's when they checked in. Well, now you can have the same base station size and do 120,000 simultaneous users.
But isn't 5G more cellular technology and not?
It is cellular technology, but it's not cellular. It's actually RF technology.
So is that going to be applied to my internet in any time soon?
Absolutely, because that's what they're going to replace all of the existing infrastructure with.
When?
Once the standard finalizes, which is not, I know that our friends over in other countries are pushing a version of the standard. Once the standard finalizes, it's just going to go in relatively quickly. When I say that, it's be like the 3G to 4G shift.
It's because we're not, unlike other types of ISPs, we're not digging trenches anymore. It is RF over.
It's RF.
It's a WISP.
And
so the infrastructure is going to be
phased.
changed very quickly.
So you're going to get tremendous amounts of bandwidth because on each tick of it's actually a lot more than this, but for on the compass, the 360 degrees, taking that sine wave out of phase, you're able to move so much more data. So the available data will be like gigabit to your refrigerator all over the place. So these limitations on bandwidth are short term. They're not long term.
I hear what you're saying. I'm cautiously optimistic. I still think it's going to be shit.
Now I'm kind of curious as to which is going to win, 5G or TeslaNet.
I still have $5 that Google will kill this project.
No, they definitely will. I'm not, no doubt in my mind.
You think they'll kill it?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe this is just a ploy for them to get people to push streaming services more, like streaming gaming services, for whatever fucking reason. I don't know.
I want to fix my stat. So the top 3, I'll say, The Office, Friends, and Parks and Recreation. 72% of Netflix's watched minutes are devoted to
one of those.
To those.
Wait. I'm sorry. Give me that statistic again.
72% of their watched minutes are devoted to those top 3s as like rerun watch minutes.
Oh my God!
I'm telling you, I watch The Office all the time.
I mean, I've rewatched Parks and Rec probably 3 or 4 times.
Parks and Rec also. Yeah.
Yes. I've never seen Friends in my life, so I don't know.
It's not on Netflix. But I do watch Community because Hulu is sci-fi to Community for me.
That's true.
Netflix is The Office of Parks and Rec.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hulu. Yeah.
Oh my God, man.
Hulu holds Community as their
of course, that's their
dedication.
thing. Yeah.
And then Netflix holds right now Friends in The Office.
Right.
But at the end of the year, that $100 million, yeah, I think it's $100 million deal ends at the end.
The contract's over.
With The Office.
And
The
Friends.
Office and Friends at the end of this year. They may still be allowed to stream it, but it won't be exclusive anymore.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
So
But I mean, buy it away from me. Netflix is a much better streaming service. This is not what we're talking about right now.
No, good.
But
like
it's a much better streaming service.
By the way, everybody in the audience, it is our 200th episode. Even if you're listening here or if you're listening live, get cake. We're not gonna have a cutting ceremony. There's cake. Just have cake.
Eat some cake.
Eat cake. God damn it.
I ain't taking that shit home.
Yeah.
It'll go straight to my ass.
So
anyway.
so I like outside of the premise of like it not working right because of internet in America is shit.
Kind of.
What are you excited about it? I don't
about
Stadia. Yeah.
I guess I am, only because I like new tech. I like driving. I like that companies are trying to do something different and bring it to the masses.
Yeah.
So it might promote creativity in other areas. It might do something.
Yeah.
I do really like that. A big promotion about this is the co-op couch play. I love sitting in the same room and just playing games with my friends. It's just fun.
That's
Even
my
if only
favorite thing
one
about
person,
gaming.
Yeah, even if one person's playing and the other's just shooting the shit, it's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So-
I do like that part.
Nothing is better than like Pokemon Stadium, Mario Party, all like they're
Right.
dumb fun like Wii Sports or whatever. They're
Yeah.
like dumb games, but they're awesome for like just being able to play with your friends. Like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love my Assassin's Creeds and Overwatch like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I love being able to just sit down and be like, let's see who can fucking balance this controller while we do these dumb mini games. It's,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like Fusion Frenzy on the Xbox original. Oh man, I got down on that shit so much.
So see what you just said though about Stadia is kind of my was and is my attitude about when Android TV first came out or Google TV was.
I think it's Android TV.
It is now, but it used to be Google TV.
Was it?
YouTube TV?
It's YouTube TV.
It's YouTube.
No, not that.
No,
No,
we're
I'm
talking about
the hardware
boxes.
appliances.
The
Oh,
boxes.
Yeah.
okay.
So I had the very first one, the Logitech one. Then I had the second one that was the Sony Blu-ray player.
I do not even remember this technology.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
No, it was early.
I don't even recall
like,
it. Yeah.
Like take the Nvidia Shield
What
and
year?
we're talking like maybe 08, 09, something
Yeah,
like
I was
that.
just way too into PC. I didn't even touch a TV.
Oh yeah. No, but so they were okay. Like if you want to watch a YouTube video, they were freaking great.
Yeah.
Some streaming stuff they had. Then they got Netflix and moved on from there. It was good. If you want to browse the internet, it'll kind of it'll work.
Do
sort of.
something. Yeah.
But so it wasn't amazing technology, but I bought it and the next version and the next version anyway because of exactly what you're saying. Like you want to see stuff like this, and if you want to see stuff like that, then you gotta fucking
You
pay.
gotta get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm pretty sure Shadow is one of the ones that like kind of started bringing this around because like, well, people really like GameFly. Why don't we create a GameFly, but they just use tech that's in our data center
Right.
to play
Yeah.
their damn games?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they connect it. They just like get a server and they just connect their RDP
So
or something.
Yeah, so you're connected to a Windows server somewhere in a data center, and that's like your computer.
That was the other thing I was gonna say about
I've
Stadia.
played
and-
Overwatch over RDP before.
Really?
Yeah.
Not with me, motherfucker.
Not with you. I never played with you.
So here in Vegas, especially, we're sitting right now. I think maybe 5 miles away from the data center that Google's
Switch?
built.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
yeah.
here. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
about 5
it's-
miles.
no,
away.
like,
yeah, it's
less
right,
than 5 miles.
Yeah,
It's
hop,
like-
skip, and a
Yeah,
baseball
exactly.
throw away.
So your ping to there, like especially from here, would be almost nothing.
Yeah.
2 milliseconds, and I'm fucking. So I immediately pre-ordered a Google Stadia Founders Edition.
Oh, you did?
I did, and then I immediately canceled it right after.
Oh, you
What?
did? Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I got it. I was like, fuck, I'm really excited about this. I want this. And then I was looking at it, and I was like, do I want this?
Yeah,
And
because
then,
you're just you play Overwatch on PC.
I mean, I'm really excited about the prospect of having like a system I can play anywhere. But also, I need to know that it works first. I'm not a pre-order type person because I hate that shit. The last thing I pre-ordered was Fallout 76. That did not turn
Yeah,
out well.
I'm done with first generation type of
Usually,
adoption shit.
Usually,
you do it. I'll wait.
But-
Usually, usually I'm
Fallout.
really. Usually, I'm really good about not pre-ordering stuff.
Yeah.
The Fallout got me super hyped. We talked
Yep.
about it a lot. You know,
Yep.
they fucking bamboozled me. Awesome.
Fallout 3 was amazing. New Vegas was amazing. 4 was amazing. I had no objections whatsoever to pre-ordering those.
I
Use
fucking
the word
got it.
bamboozled.
I jumped in and I was like, God damn it.
You sons of bitches.
And then Google hasn't done a gaming thing before, and I mean, I have faith in them because their controller looks
No,
really
you
good.
don't.
Their controller looks awesome.
Their controller looks nice.
The controller looks really awesome, and I like the idea of being able to play on any screen I have in my place.
right.
How do you connect that control? So if you're playing on like let's say
The controller
is it
connects.
Bluetooth?
The controller connects directly to the data center. I don't know how.
What?
It connects.
It's just
direct-
like a IP controller.
Yep.
But
I don't know exactly how, but they said it doesn't connect to anything you have.
Oh,
It
I
connects
wonder if they're going to
directly
use
to
like the
your data
Google
center.
Home app, and it's like connecting a Google Home Mini It's just like, yeah, this is a new device in your home. Connect it, and then it just links up.
That's possible.
That's
Because
probably going to have it
they-
managed to the home app.
They
right?
talked about it in their live stream a little bit, but it's going to connect directly to the data center, which will help to reduce and or eliminate lag. Because my whole thing is like, if I am playing Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter or whatever, like any lag is going to fucking ruin me.
Right.
So they're like, to eliminate that, we connect you directly to the data center. I'm like,
Interesting. Okay.
I hear what you're saying, and you know way more than I do, obviously, but I still don't trust you. But we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I'm suspicious, but
So
I mean,
that-
for $130, it's not.
It's
not
not.
terrible.
It's not bad, but I'm not getting anything.
Do you think after this discussion you might-
a controller and a Chromecast are not worth $130.
But you're getting the 3 months of the
of
Stadia
the thing,
platform.
but it's only $10 a month. That's $30.
yeah.
Where's that other $100 coming from?
And you're
The
getting to
Google
use
Chrome-
it
the
before,
Ultra.
like 3 or 4 months before anyone else.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
November's the release
No,
date.
Nope,
you don't,
not for everybody.
or you get beta.
Really?
Yeah, only founders get it during 2019. Everybody
Oh.
else has to wait till 2020.
Oh shit! I gotta get it again. Fuck.
But you get a Chromecast. A Chromecast Ultra is $70.
Goddamn chair.
Is it?
A Chromecast Ultra is $70.
Oh,
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. All
Yeah.
right. Well, let me shut up. All right,
well,
it makes
now
sense.
we're back.
Yeah.
All right, now we're back.
back to the order page.
Excuse me while I do some things.
Do-do-do-do.
All right, final thoughts on this?
I can't hear you. I'm ordering Google. Stadia.
Okay, all right. So it's being ordered. It's being reordered.
okay.
I'm going to go over to Doxy's place.
Damn it.
I'm excited about the
I'll
prospect.
play.
Yeah, right.
I knew
I'm,
it.
I'm excited about the prospect of it. I am very suspicious of how well it'll work, but Google knows infrastructure way better than I ever will, so I will. I'm excited.
I'm totally cool with getting it. If I'm mainly gonna probably do single player games on it. Honestly, for me personally, I'll do single and like co-op couch play stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'm gonna do multiplayer. If I'm doing multiplayer anything, I'm gonna be on my PC. I'm gonna be on PC on my Discord. You know, shooting the shit with people. On just there.
WoW
That-
Classic.
Yeah, WoW Classic. I can't wait to walk 1,000 hours. God.
It'd be like Lord of the Rings, but
I've
you
talked
control
about
it.
this with my other friends, just really quick about World of Warcraft Classic. People don't understand how much of a time sink it's going to be. Everyone's super stoked and excited to play this. They're going to freaking start and they're going to go, fuck. They're going to remember that you don't get mounts until 4. I'm going to shut up about this. They're not going to like it.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm kind of pumped about with Stadia?
Yeah.
Borderlands 3.
Oh, yeah.
I can get Borderlands 3 and not have to get fucking Epic Games fucking bullshit launcher.
Epic.
Oh yeah, fuck them.
Right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Excuse
yeah.
me while I give Google some money.
Yeah.
Fucking Google, man. I mean, I watched the thing and the games look good, and they're also doing.
Already ordered?
Yeah, I'm done.
Damn, dude, that was quick.
Oh, you did?
He ordered it.
I'm still working. I had to stop and talk for a second.
Holy
I'm still
shit.
working.
They're also releasing Baldur's Gate 3 and stuff like
Yeah,
that. and
dude, people are excited.
Yeah.
When was Baldur's Gate 2?
20 years ago.
Yeah, it was like 19.
Wow, I used to watch BGM play that game.
yeah, dude, it's old. It's
97.
Oh, yeah, it's really fucking
Dude,
old.
with 3, they're gonna capture a
huge-
subset audience, but they're gonna capture them.
Oh yeah, and because they're like diehard fans.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a good thing, and I'm excited. I'm excited enough to pre-order it, so we'll see. That's all I have to say is we'll see.
I can't wait until this becomes another CenturyLink story for Doxy.
I'm gonna fucking riot, okay?
I mean, I'm not wishing it, but it would make for great.
You're gonna
great
leave
So
the
here's what's going to
entire
happen.
Google
I'm going to
ecosphere.
get mine, and
done.
it'll be fine.
I
He's
phoned
going
you
to
right
not
now.
get his for like a month.
You would never.
Right,
That's
you're
what's
gonna,
gonna
you're gonna order yours right now. It's gonna
Yep.
show up tomorrow, and I'm not gonna get mine until fucking mid 2020.
Wait, do you-
so great.
Not gonna work.
You know what?
It's
Go
not
ahead,
gonna
order
work?
it.
All right,
Order it.
Now
Do it.
I'm getting upset already. All right, let's move
I
on.
know, and they haven't even fucked him yet.
Let's move on. I'm getting preemptively angry. Let's move
Oh,
on.
I'm so excited for this.
Wait.
Okay, anyway.
Did you order the additional controller too?
I did not because I don't have anybody to play the additional controller.
Yeah.
Me, mate. I just told you.
I got a keyboard for you, bro.
All right, cool. That's all
All
right.
right.
What about me?
You're not.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody knows
For
I'm not
sure.
going to game.
You're not going to get
I have a controller for you, Chad, when you come.
Yeah, okay.
Gross.
Okay, so let's see.
Phrasing.
There were a couple of things that I wanted to talk about before we get into the lightning round, and they're just going to be like quick blurbs. But InfoSec, quote unquote, the InfoSec and hacker community kind of blew up at each other on Twitter over the week. This is about a couple of days ago. Let's see where we start. Let me link this into the live stream so everybody kind of knows what we're talking about. I don't know if anybody in the audience is maybe familiar with this story, but essentially, I'm going to sum it up here. Girl posts a GoFundMe account or a GoFundMe page on Twitter saying, "Hey, get my tits," which are essentially double D's or D's, whatever. Get my tits to DEF CON for
That
2019.
was weirdly specific, but
That's
all right.
That seems like an unnecessary detail.
Well, I'm saying no.
You gotta know what you're buying.
No, it's a
in the Twitter.
hashtag.
No.
It's a hashtag.
It is the hashtag.
DD DEFCON. Okay, leave me alone.
It's in there.
I report the news. Okay.
Yeah, all right, I'm listening. I'm
Okay.
He's reporting the news. He's doing the job. He's the fourth estate right now.
I'm kidding. But no, I'm kind of kidding. Anyway, so she posts this GoFundMe, or I think it was either her or an associate of hers. She posts this, get the tits to DEF CON 2019.
Get these tits.
Yes, get these tits. Anyway, it was, I believe, $10 a tit, and anybody who's looking at the link now can go ahead and verify this.
$10? What?
I don't know, but dude, check it out. She's already hit the goal, which was
I know.
at the time was like $7,000.
Of course she has.
I know. So
She's a girl taking money on the
I know,
internet.
I
Of
know.
course she hit the goal.
that's not the point of the story. So the point of the story is this. There was somebody on there, not just somebody, but there was quite a few people who were shaming her, like, so all you're saying is that and I'm not, this is not my word, you're just a whore trying to get to DEF CON, right? And so, aren't we all? Yeah, aren't we all? Exactly. Aren't we all just trying to get to DEF CON?
Some of us.
Yeah, so the point being, the person that said that just got flamed and thrown, buried with just comments because they were definitely reminded that there's a difference, while we're similar, there's a difference between the InfoSec community and the hacker community, okay? The hacker community is not constrained, let's say, by compliance or by following the rules or doing things the legal way necessarily. And I'm not saying this or decency, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is, while we are in similar communities, InfoSec, cyber security, physical security, whatever the hell you want to call it, and the hacker community, while it's very similar, it is not exactly the same thing. And this is the point that I'm trying to make. It is at this point that we remind you, DEF CON is a hacker conference. If you want information security, go to RSA, go to wherever the fuck else. But don't go to DEF CON if you're looking for an information security podcast. That's right. If you're looking for an information security conference, don't go to DEF CON. If you're looking for a hacker conference, go to DEF CON. We have a community mic coming up here. Thoughts, guys? Maybe after community mic.
I thought it was interesting. I saw it.
How do you know it's her?
I mean,
Right. I mean, everybody jumps on this poor Twitter thing.
Right.
And it's like, oh my God, look what she's doing. Right.
This is like
it a she?
Yeah,
Is the
exactly.
thing she's sending out for the donations, is that actually what is her? I mean, we don't know any of
But
this.
does
There's
it-
no way to prove it
Wait.
until we get to DEF CON.
I'm confused about what you're asking me. What do I care about her selling
No,
her
it's just a
body?
story that the InfoSec community and the hacker community are kind of not at war with each other, but it was just kind of like a tip.
Which side was on her side?
The hacker community.
Why?
Because
Why was the other guys not on her side?
So the
Incels?
point of probably no seriously
The
probably
InfoSec community
no. So
was-
the InfoSec this particular person who was like, you're a whore. Da, 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 da.
Was it InfoSec guy?
Yeah. No, not InfoSec guy as a handle.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying like
he
this.
is an InfoSec
He
guy.
is a
This
person who is
particular
involved in the
InfoSec
InfoSec
guy
community.
was calling her a whore for using her what she has to get
Man.
to
Well,
DEF
how does he pay for DEF CON?
Exactly. He probably uses his brain to write code or what the fuck ever.
Wait.
Part of his body to get to DEF CON.
I'm confused about what we're talking about right now. What do you ask me a
We're
question?
talking about nudes.
We're talking about nudes
Okay.
on GoFundMe.
Are you asking me if it's okay for a person to use their body to get tickets? Fuck yeah, man. If I could take my shirt off and get tickets to anywhere, yeah.
Right.
Immediately.
And look,
To
guys,
Cleveland.
that was the
if I could get a bus ticket to LA, taking my shirt off, fuck yeah, I'm going. Right.
you hate California.
That's exactly. But
I
anything
mean-
for free.
Oh yeah.
All right, wait, but no, seriously. Ask me.
so that's-
Okay, ask
that's
me
one-
the question.
That's one of the questions. Is what are your thoughts on it?
Man, yeah, fuck yeah, more power
Okay,
to you.
good. No problem then.
I think it's crazy anybody would even push back on this.
Yeah.
Other than, like,
that's the point of the story. Is like everybody came to her defense or whoever. They came to the defense of this GoFundMe account or this GoFundMe page because in the end, what the fuck does it matter? She gets to DEF CON. There's no upper limit on who can attend or how many.
Wait, isn't there a limit on people?
No,
who
there's
can
not.
It's whatever can fit in the building.
It's split among 3 fucking casinos this year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Planet
Shit.
Hollywood, Caesar's Palace, Bally's in Paris.
Nice. I mean, but
Well,
whatever,
yeah,
like
whatever. I can count. I promise.
whatever gets you there. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the consensus of most. I just was sharing it because we were talking about elitism. A few weeks
Oh,
ago.
we all know my thoughts on fucking elitism.
Right.
at DEF
And so
CON
we
other
have an
conferences.
elitist person telling somebody else, hey, you're a whore for trying to get to DEF CON in this manner. You know, that to
Okay.
me was an elitist move.
You know what? I'd be more inclined to go if I could take my shirt off and go to DEF CON. Okay,
See? There you
All right,
go.
There you go.
That was my point of bringing up this
That's my
story.
thing.
You'd be more inclined to go if you could take your shirt off.
And go. If I take my shirt off and they let me in, fuck yeah, I'm going.
Yeah. Look at this. All right, you're in.
They're like, is that Doxy? Yeah, get in here.
I know
on in
that
here.
tit.
Yeah, get on in here. Yeah,
There's
for sure.
probably someone out there that would pay.
Someone out there is waiting for me to
There's
start that
definitely
GoFundMe.
someone.
I'm waiting for you to take off that shirt, man.
out there is
Take it off.
My
You
point
know.
is that people are taking the internet like literally. Like this whole
Yeah.
this whole situation is like this is literally the person who's presenting this is who's doing this. It's like it can't be behind a facade.
That's another thing too, guys. The internet is a fucking playground, okay? Like,
No.
for fuck's sake, leave it
And
alone.
you can't take it literal.
No, absolutely not. What the fuck?
I feel like that's
This
much
is the
easier
internet.
said than done because the internet is
Very much so.
It is
Obviously,
the
so.
Yeah.
the InfoSec guy was all over it.
I mean,
Yeah, all over
I'm sure. I'm sure he was just the loudest, but not the only one. So okay, so for your first point, like, are you asking me if I'm okay with her?
Well, we've already answered that question.
yeah,
You
yeah.
are okay with it.
So what's the other thing?
No, I just wanted to bring up the story because we've talked about elitism before, and this was an example of.
But is this elitism?
I would say so.
This just sounds like
Some of the responses are elitism.
like she wasn't good enough to get in of her own
No,
merit. or
and some
something?
That kind of
and
shit,
some
yeah.
other
In the
people
thread,
are
in the
like,
thread.
I can't get there because of this.
You could if you tried hard enough.
Yeah, that's
That's right.
That's
You,
the thing.
hey, she used her body. You got to use what you got.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Or in the hacker mindset, just kind of like what the community Mike was saying a second ago, go online, find some pictures of a girl.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not condoning that, but use what you can. You know.
Yeah.
Again, it is a hacker conference. Hackers aren't constrained by policy. They're not constrained by compliance the way InfoSec is, okay?
Yeah.
Community
I
Mike.
guess maybe that's the point you're trying to make is that
Probably.
InfoSec people are generally hidebound, tradition,
Yeah.
follow the rules no matter what because I'm fucking InfoSec.
Yeah, and a hacker doesn't give a fuck about PCI compliance, let's say, right?
Exactly.
What do you call that?
Yeah, yeah.
PCI compliance.
PCI compliance? Are we talking about PC
PCI
compliance? Or PCI compliance?
That's right. PCIe compliance.
Yes, yes. So, in any case, that's why I wanted to bring it to the
No,
table.
I,
was,
I mean, I don't know. I guess that's not really. I mean, depending on the type of comments, it is sort of elitism. I mean, again, we all know how I feel about that. It's really shitty, and I feel like it shouldn't even be a fucking conversation. Like,
no, but
It
that's.
shouldn't
I
be,
think we'll call him InfoSec guy. Apparently, that's what we're doing. But I think InfoSec guy is probably the type of person you were meeting at DEF CON when you went.
RTF
Oh, yeah.
motherfuckers.
because
Yeah,
you know,
probably.
I'm a fucking.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking
You
bleeding.
need to meet more hackers, bro.
I'm a bleeding heart, and I feel for the people, and I fucking hate when I see people treat people shitty.
Of
and
course.
it's a lot of not even necessarily directed towards me because I'm pretty under the radar. No one cares or knows what I'm doing most times anyway.
So says he.
It's for the other people and whatnot, like the shit I see directed towards other people, which I fucking hate.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of shit like this. And like now we're seeing it on Twitter. I mean, it's always been apparent, but like shit like this is what I fucking hate. Fucking hate it. And I don't want to be part of a community that thinks it's okay to vocalize and be loud about shit like this.
Right, and
The hackers won't do it.
yes.
The hackers won't be the hackers.
The hackers were behind her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, more power to you, which is the only and the correct response.
Okay, yes, absolutely. I completely agree with you, Doxy. Guys, you have any thoughts on this? Any closing thoughts on this?
Yeah, I agree 100% with Doxy.
Yeah, I mean, they're hers. She can do whatever the fuck she wants with them.
Exactly.
They are hers.
Exactly, they're
That's
hers,
a fucking
They belong to her.
And
They
that
are
was
hers,
the main
yeah.
consensus of
Yeah.
the entire.
They are hers.
Again,
You know?
quick reminder: DEF CON is a hacker conference, not InfoSec. All right.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
before we go on to the lightning round,
So
really
those
quick.
fucking chucks
we don't have
black
time.
hat.
Yeah, we do.
We gotta go to the lightning round.
Oh God. Okay, really quick. I just got the book, "The Cults of the Dead Cow," written by Joseph Men. I haven't read it yet. It literally got published 3 days ago, and I got it in the mail yesterday. But I can't wait to read it. It's about hacker history. I'm so looking forward to reading it. Way more than looking forward to playing video games.
That sounds like a shot at me, and I will fight you for that.
You always fight me for everything. Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyway, it is now time for the lightning round.
Oh, thank God.
Who wants to go first?
Me,
Of course, Doxy. All right.
I'm quick.
All right. Now today we are actually getting our news from rstechnica.com/security because they are way better at not clickbaity shit than the hacker news. Sorry,
Say
hacker
that
news.
now.
Huh? Yeah, I say that now. Maybe we'll change the source again next week. I don't know. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to read the headline. We're going to give a tweet's length of an opinion. Why are you making fun of me, dude? God
Something to
damn.
do, something to
Yeah,
do.
something
I'm
to do.
sorry.
Exactly. Chen, the punching bag. Anyway,
Dang.
we're going to give our tweet's length of an opinion.
Now I feel bad.
You should.
I'm sorry.
And then we're going to move on with our lives.
Yeah, I'm over it.
All right, here we go. First article, and we know that Doxy's going first, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, first article. The clever cryptography behind Apple's Find My feature.
I talk a lot of shit about Apple and iPhones and iOS devices in general, but I mean, their security. They know what they're doing for the most part. Can't be mad at them.
I think they've invested a lot in their security, but as far as like everything else, fuck them.
God, Xenophile's
You sound
all
like me.
street.
$1,000
You sound
monitor
like me.
stand, go fuck
Oh
yourself.
my
Oh
god!
my God, we didn't talk about that.
We didn't even get to talk about
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about. We'll talk about it next week.
That's like literally the only problem I have with Apple.
But yeah,
really.
seriously, go fuck
Is there
yourself.
the
Like,
pricing?
Huh?
The pricing?
How much
Yeah.
is this pen?
But I mean, okay,
$30,000.
Yes,
Fuck it.
the stand being
Yeah.
$1,000. Fuck you. The monitor is $6,000. Also,
It's
fuck you.
$5,000, but
Okay, sorry,
But-
five
but
thousand.
here's the
Sorry.
thing.
We're talking about cryptography, y'all.
if they
Not anymore.
no, I know we're off the rails here. They should have marketed it as pay $6,000 for this monitor, and you go, wait, I don't need the fucking stand. That's an option to get rid of the stand. Get rid of the stand, goes down $5,000. You're like, oh shit, cool. That's how they should have marketed it.
Yeah.
Not here's the fucking monitor. By the way, it doesn't come with a stand or a $200 mount if you want to mount it. That's $1,000 also.
Oh wait. So if I want to convert
No,
the
you get
mount
the
to a
monitor.
Visa mount,
If you wanted to mount it to like a mount
Yeah,
arm,
yeah.
the mount for that, the bracket is $200.
go and fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But then wait. But then again, on the other hand, like let me put myself into their overpriced shoes, right?
Yeah.
If I'm the kind of guy that's going to pay $5,000 for a monitor,
Also, already right there. What the fuck?
fair enough. But let's say that it is somehow worth $5,000. Let's just say, if I'm that kind of guy that's willing to pay that kind of money, then really is a monitor stand that bad? Is for $1,000? Let me put it like this: if I buy a $400 monitor,
Yeah.
right, and it's what was
40.
that, like 5% of the cost?
Or no, 100. Yeah.
20%.
20%. Thank you.
yeah.
I do math good, but 20% of that is numbers. $80. There you go. See?
We have a calculator off camera.
See?
Off
There you
camera,
go.
We have a calculator.
Told you I do math so good. But no, like so you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
An $80 monitor stand. Okay, we're having a conversation.
Yeah. Okay, that makes
Relatively
sense.
speaking.
It makes
It makes sense, but like, where the fuck did they get this pricing from?
Yeah.
they
Okay.
they obviously
Okay.
did some
All right.
marketing.
We gotta move.
For fuck's sake,
We gotta
guys.
move on. We gotta move on.
Yeah.
We gotta move on.
All right, the second article of the lightning round.
Fuck that company.
Too bad.
Windows 10 May 2019 update now rolling out for everyone. Slowly.
Here's the thing. I talked about this earlier. When I'm playing Overwatch and shit, and they pop up, nothing else pops up. Always a fucking Windows updates. And like, hey man, were you doing something important? Guess what? Fuck you.
Dude,
Oh yeah,
bad.
we talked about this morning.
Yeah, I spun up a new domain at work recently for another project, and I'm GPOing the shit out of it. I'm blocking every Microsoft telemetry thing that you could find. I'm doing custom scripts and like logon stuff. I'm not letting them know anything.
I mean, on one hand, yeah, I get the annoyance, but on the other hand, I mean, there's like all these bugs that are out now, with the security patches and the fixes and the things and the stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's. I mean, okay. Just detect when I'm not playing
They're just
Overwatch,
trying to want you to be safe.
and
Doxy.
apply them when I'm not playing Overwatch.
you know, okay, I'm down with that. Yeah.
Just like detect when there's like a game running or whatever.
All right.
Here's the thing.
Next article?
Don't you shame me, okay?
It says don't fly during gaming sessions.
Yeah, I have that checked,
And they still fuck
and they
you?
still fuck me because like it's like a slow pop up because like all of a sudden I lose control of my mouse. I'm like my dude's not moving the way he should, and then things happen. Okay,
There it
whatever.
goes.
But
It's-
that happened today.
that's-
He always has
It's gonna happen later
That's-
today.
Yeah, so someone in the audience just says probably because you have Overwatch open all the goddamn time.
Then Windows should learn their place and just wait their turn. Okay, that's all I have to say about that.
Are we ready for Article
Let's do it.
3? Article 3 of the lightning
I
round.
don't think we are, man.
Oh God.
Here we go.
More than 20,000 Linux routers leak historic record of every device connected.
Linksys, not Linux routers.
Oh, my bad. Linksys.
Nothing is safe. Nothing is sacred.
The GPO.
Thoughts?
He's lost.
reading it.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, I was reading something else.
Yeah, I don't.
I didn't hear
Yeah,
shit.
Secure your shit.
but I mean, I don't know how they leaked. But I mean, can you? Linksys routers are DDWRT compatible, right?
Some
Some
are.
yeah, right. So I mean,
Well, if they don't have the Qualcomm processor.
if you're
Really? Yeah. Fuck.
if you're
Alright.
if you're capable of flashing DDWRT, do that. If you're not, just be safe. Like yes. Post privacy, Satchel, right? Post privacy.
Kind of.
Oh, I got some stuff to do when I get home, like reflash my router. I didn't know that they could support that anyway.
Who wants to take bets on what Chin is not going to do tonight?
Yeah, it's gonna be that. Yeah. That's
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
All right,
that
all right.
sucks.
Let's make this
One
next
more.
one the last one. Jesus Christ. Let's see. The radio navigation planes used to land safely is insecure and can be hacked.
Hey,
because literally everything can.
Whether it's a single engine Cessna
maybe
or
I
a
should
600
rewatch.
seat
What was that?
Jumbo
What was
jet.
that show? Scorpion? Maybe that shit is real.
Yeah, they're gonna be feeding you Cat 5 cable from a
Fucking as they're landing, feed that shit into the plane.
Is it the Loran? Which Cessna?
I don't know.
What? It's single in the Cessna or 600 seat.
Yeah,
jumbo.
it says whether it's a
Oh,
single engine
any of
Cessna
them.
or a 600 seat.
Sure. Moran. I don't. Is
Loran.
that Loran? Is that the technology? Is that the navigation system?
Yeah, nobody's paid attention to that since 2005.
We're getting fact checked.
All right.
Ancient stuff.
So
Okay.
it's a thing about planes not being updated since the fucking first
They
plane.
don't even use that.
They don't use it. So it's like older planes.
Yeah, it's just a checksum now.
Okay. All right.
Huh.
So
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Clickbait.
That is the that's
Official-
what you should get from this episode. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Okay. Also remember hashtag trending. They're hers. That was great.
So you can do what she likes with it. you know?
Exactly. All right. So that brings us to the end of the lightning round, which brings us to the end of the show. Unfortunately, you could tell we've run out of time, but as always, never out of shit to say. So join us again next week, like every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. here at the Sin Shop. The address is 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. Go to sinshop.com. God damn it. .org. Go to sinshop.org for information on the shop. Remember, we got Lockpick coming up this Monday. Go to meetup.com/sinshop for more of those meetups. And for information on us, go to Greynoise, GREYNOI.se.
.com.
Shut up. Remember, we don't talk shit about Sweden. He doesn't. I don't. I don't know about these two. They never say anything. So we can still use that domain. Anyway, my name is Master Chen.
This is Doxy.
Is that a fact?
And I'm Richard Satchel.
And what the fuck was that? Good night, everybody.
That was a thing.